$1,708, $1,709. Oh, hello, friend. I didn't see you come in. Well, welcome to Bunker 151, home of me, Derek Osborne, also known as Oz. You may recognize me from such classics as Dark Age or Wrath of Kings. Don't miss me in the upcoming Conan Miniatures board game by Shinobi 7. So, Martin over at Mantic Games, good friend of mine, love the guy to death. He nominated me for this top table gaming community vlog thing. So, I'm going to give you a tour of my little hobby space. Right after I finish my set, as I prepare for the Top Table Gaming Men of Gaming calendar. Now, where was I? 1,710, 1,711, 1,712. Well, hello from across the pond, as most of you guys are over there in the UK and areas surrounding. As I said, my name is Derek Osborne, nominated for this Top Table Gaming community vlog thing by our friend Martin Thurwell over there at Mantic Games. As you can see, I'm standing outside of the door to my bunker. Bunker 151. Don't ask me why it's 151, it just happens to be that. As you can see, there's plenty of room behind me. Let's go take a look. Alright, as you will notice, there's storage, hobby paint desk. Back in the back corner there is the airbrush desk. That is a storage closet full of miniatures and other gaming accoutrements. And then obviously storage counters, or cabinets, excuse me, and my glass cabinet with a bunch of stuff that I need to either put up on eBay or some random Facebook group and get rid of. Well, behind the door, let's look behind the door, shall we? Behind the door, what do we have behind the door? Hey, we've got a folding chair. Great for late night WWE matches in case, you know, The Rock or I don't know, Hulk Hogan comes by or something. Or, you know, we just unfold that and people can sit down and play games. Well, we've got my dust collection right there. As you can see, most of it is, my camera light keeps coming on, so forgive me. Most of it is SSU, with the exception of the IJN on that shelf there. Now, this shelf here, mainly storage. All that down there is completed and painted terrain. Obviously, use that for the games. That mess there is all unassembled, unpainted armies. It's a disaster. I have collector syndrome. So forgive me or make fun of me or whatever you like. It's fine. It's fine. I don't care. I don't care. I have a problem. I'll admit it. So these metal shelves came out of a warehouse. And, well, I painted them a metallic silverish gray and gave them some hazard stripes. Down below, we have kind of my G-Dub book collection, all sorts of random stuff going on down there. As we go up, that's my graveyard. That there is my shanty town from the Miniature Building Authority and a bunch of stuff that I have yet to put together from Arsenal. Up above, we've got other various terrain from various companies. And then in the middle, well, we'll go take a closer look at what's going on in the middle because I got to bring the camera up. On the bottom there, we've got my old Warzone collection. That game is no longer around. Then we've got Twisted. If you guys haven't seen Twisted, you should check it out. Eden, of course, right above that. Well, look at that. A new in-box Tau Army that I haven't gotten around to doing. And then a bunch of Dead Zone. So there is some stuff in those boxes, but most of that stuff has been either put together, assembled, and painted, or the terrain and the secret weapon tablescape stuff is still in those boxes. So that brings us to this here. Now, forgive the light. I've got it, obviously, to brighten up the room so y'all can see what's what. Bottom two shelves, more books. Dead Zone and Warpath there in the middle. Age of Sigmar. More Age of Sigmar. And then Wrath of Kings at the top. That's my project board. If you guys don't have a project board, if you don't have room for a project board, well, I'm sorry. But if you do have room for a project board, make one. This is all of the stuff that I've got planned for this year. You can see the left there. I use this to kind of keep my video channel, I'm not going to say organized, but at least semi-scheduled, right? So You can see top left there, project series. I've got Dead Zone. I just finished that one, Plague Subject 901. I did a video on that force as I started it. However, it is complete. I'll show it to you here in a second. WWX SWAT. Well, that's my secret project. Now, obviously, no longer a secret. You guys at Top Table will be the first to see the unveiling of this project. I'll do a video for my channel sometime later this week and, well, unveil it to the world at that point in time. But underneath that, we've got 30K Shattered Legion. I've got a Shattered Legion force that I've been collecting models for that's in the closet that I showed you earlier. Wild West Exodus Order, 30K Talons, right? I'm a big fan of the Talons. I like all of the Talons. How many times am I going to see Talons? Who knows? Age of Sigmar Beastclaw, I think I'm going to cancel that army. Age of Sigmar Trolls, Warpath, GCPS, and then Vanguard. I can't make up my mind on what I want to do for Vanguard. That game is fantastic, a lot of fun, and some things need to be decided. Probably make a decision at Adepticon. And then you see I've got kind of Kill Team, the GSC, Gene Stealer Cult, obviously, as kind of an interjection somewhere in there that needs to happen. Project Slanesh, well, I am waiting for them to unveil the release of our Lord and Savior, Slanesh. I mean, unveil the next Chaos God and what they're doing with him. Order of Business up next. You can see Project Modular Terrain. That's what PMT stands for. I have to finish my dungeon. This is Shantytown. I showed you. I've got to get some paint on it. I did get it all primered. I have to finish building my graveyard table. And then I have THM, which is TH Miniatures, and PLC. We'll get to that in, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 months. Then you can kind of take a look and see what else is going on in, you know, my to-dos and stuff on the bottom. And yeah, you can see the board. That's the board. That's the board. So let's take a look at my painting desk. As we rotate around, camera's pissed off. It says it's rotating too fast. It doesn't like it. So I will not rotate faster than that ever again. I probably will. I'm lying. What do we have here? Well, here we have my painting desk. The first thing you'll notice there on the left is my Himalayan salt lamp. It's a big block of Himalayan salt with a lamp inside of it. And I turn it on, and I don't remember what it's supposed to do. I don't know, maybe calm me down or something. My wife got it for me for Christmas. It's cool. I like it. It sits there. It doesn't generate much light. It doesn't generate any heat. It's just cool. If it does something, awesome. Otherwise, it's just cool. You can see right next to that is my Surface. Thursday nights, I have what's called a hobby hangout with a bunch of my friends. We basically jump into a Google Hangout and paint and chat and model, and you know, it's a cool thing. The racks, the paint racks along the wall are full of Army Painter and Secret Weapon miniature paints. There you can see my fantastic painting station. Right, it's my lovely painting station. I've got 3 lights. I really need to change the lights out. I'm probably going to do some sort of LED setup, but who the hell knows. Paintbrushes, more paints. Those paints over there, Minotaur paints. Now, as you can see, I've got a big cabinet here and drawers there. Camera's panning too fast. I told you I was going to do it again. Those are obviously full of things, right? So over here, I'll show you this drawer because I just stepped on a box of terrain. I like this drawer, or this cabinet. I like this cabinet because it's got a drawer in it that is full of tablescapes. Tablescapes are awesome. If you guys don't have any, you should get some. A bunch of miniature projects down there that are miniature projects that need to get done. Do we want to look in the drawers? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Basically in the drawers, we've got, this is all miscellaneous stuff. Extra paintbrushes. I use, every once in a while, we'll use watercolor pencils, micron pens for black lining. The Artist Opus Kickstarter notebook. I've got lots of notebooks in here. So I'm one of those weird guys where I keep track of like all of my paint schemes, right? Days and days and days of paint schemes. I have paint schemes that go back like forever. I even do, you know, paint swatches and stuff in here. So I have, well, I've got 4 books in here. I've got 2 on the table. I've got rags that I use. This drawer is full of paints. This is Freak Flex, mainly from our pals over at Badger. I love this color line. It's a fantastic color line. I need to get more racks that'll go back on the top, but for now, it's in the drawer. Basing materials, right? I'm a big guy at basing. I love basing. If you've seen my channel, you know I do a lot of basing stuff. Oh man, look, more basing materials. Plus a lot of resin bases, clearly. And then guess what's in the bottom? Basing materials. Shocker, right? Okay, so let's take a look at Project SWAT. Project SWAT, you say? What does that mean? Well, welcome to the grand unveiling of this guy here. That's Morgan Earp. He is a mild conversion. These are his normal legs. The one on the left and the body on the right. They should go together, but I hated the pose. So I took legs from one of the Ranger sprues and I put his body on it. This is my SWAT team, right? So I've got a bunch of conversions in here. Clearly I've got Ranger conversions, more Ranger conversions. Got some dogs, did some dog conversions, got a little conversion on the face, nothing huge, but you know, some things. Didn't do any conversions for 3 of the characters. Didn't do any conversions really for the bots. Did a pretty hefty one over here for one of the bikers. There's some green stuff and putty and all that fun stuff. Oh, and I got a judgment for this thing, right? So this is Morgan Earp's SWAT team. SWAT, right? We're talking about Stun Weapon Acquisitions Team. What do you think I was going to say? Special Weapons and Tactics? You guys are crazy. They didn't have that back in the Wild West. So this army is based around stun weapons. Pretty much all the weapons on the table, for the most part, or all the figures on the table have some way to stun their opponents. So this is my SWAT team. It'll be painted like a SWAT team, right? I went out and I got the Trainmaster. Excuse me. I got the Woodland Scenics from Trainmaster. That's a local train store, hobby store. The Roman white block stencils, right? So it'll say SWAT on my guys. Some of them will have it on their back. It'll definitely be all over the judgment. It might be on some of the bikes or maybe the Bandit here, the little trike, if you guys are unfamiliar with it. But that's my current project, and I'll be taking this to Adepticon, right? This will be the one force that I take that is playable to Adepticon to get in some games against my buddy Chris. Now, let's continue on and head over here. This is my Airbrush Station. So as you can see, we've got the, what is that, the Ruins of Moor, I believe. That was the box I think that they came in. Older version of the graveyard for the Stormcast. I don't remember what it's called. Doesn't matter. It was the original version where they only had, one of everything in the box instead of 2. Airbrush stuff. I got a box of salamanders right here. This box right here is my buddy Ray's salamanders. I got to put some paint on them for him. Steino Res everywhere, right? If you guys are not on the Steino Res train, you need to buy your tickets now. Steino Res, greatest primer on the planet. Love the stuff. Cannot get enough of it. Will not use anything else ever, period. And then obviously my airbrushes. I got my standard hefty Superlifter 105 right here, and then the Sotar 2020. I do have a number of other brushes back behind that box over there. If you care to see them, they're in that little green tray. That is an Anthem, and I believe, well, that is an Anthem, a Patriot 105 Extreme, and my Chrome in there. That's what I see. There's two airbrushes that are MIA. They're probably soaking in solvent somewhere. So that, my friends, is pretty much a quick tour of what's going on my paint table. Now this is my kind of overflow table, right, where I keep projects that are kind of work in progress. As you can see, I've got terrain over here. Again, this is TH Miniatures terrain. If you guys are unfamiliar with it, fantastic former Rackham artist, does his own terrain, does some seriously cool stuff. He does Kickstarters for it, and it's all resin. I've done some reviews on my site, but the detail on it is absolutely smashing, right? It's beautiful stuff. This stuff still needs to be finished. I just started basically layering paint. White resin. I need to obviously do a little more work and get it table ready. Oh, hey, look, more Artis Opus stuff. those guys are buddies of mine. I love that whole crew. This is my dwarf army. This is Dwarden, so to speak, for Age of Sigmar, all made out of Rackham dwarves. So the entire army, it's like 120 models, is all old school Rackham stuff. Now, I did a couple of videos, and you can see, work in progress stuff. because this is still a massive work in progress army. As you can see, this guy just has some skin tone base paint on him. But, you know, I mean, I do have units that are complete. This is a massive project for me, huge project. It is a Grand Alliance Order project because, you know, dwarves don't have dragons or access to dragons. But my army is going to have a dwarf on a dragon. He will occupy essentially the space of one of the elves on dragons, so to speak. So that's kind of all I've got out and about, right? I've got a lot of projects, obviously, that are work in progress at the moment that gets hidden away or stuck in a drawer or in a box. I showed you guys all my boxes, and that's you know, that's kind of what it is. So let's flip this camera back around, and I'll wrap this up and call it a day. All right, cheesy intros aside, this is Bunker 151. Again, where the 151 comes from, I really have no idea. I don't know. It just felt good when I built it. I built this thing with my own hands, right? I made the frames around the doors and the doorknobs, and I painted it and everything. I just did the whole thing because I wanted a bunker, right? So, I know it's not a tour mantic, or it's not on the same level as a tour mantic, but it is my own personal space. I don't work in the studio, even though I do work in the game industry. I work in my den, which is right upstairs. So there, you know, I do spreadsheets and art direction, and I make games, and I make things happen, and I have a great time, but I work alone. Yeah, with nobody else. Because, you know, when I work alone, I prefer to be by myself. It's so bad. If you guys can't tell, I'm a dad and I do dad jokes. Anyways, I need to nominate someone, since Martin, thank you Martin, nominated me. Let's go to the AO, Artist Opus, James Otero. I nominate James to make a video. Your turn, brother, your turn. And Jay, well, where the hell's the calendar at, man?